Okay, you guys, I wanted to show y'all the new piece of town that we got. It's a tradition every year that we go. We look at Christmas lights and we pick up a new piece for our town. This is kind of our complete set. And of course, what wouldn't be complete without some mess, because that's just how we are at this point. So anyway, this is the one we got this year. This is actually a Pioneer. Most of these are from Walmart. I think one of them is from Kohl's, which is this one right here. This is the one that gave me a concussion this year and is my favorite piece, but it's also my first piece. That came from Kohl's and that's what started it all. But anyway, we got this one right here. It's super cute. Like, you guys can see the front. It's supposed to be, I keep calling it a brothel or a bordello, but it reminds me of the town Thurman where Jeremy and I got married. So that's why I really wanted it. But it was Pioneer Woman. It was $25 and we got it at Walmart. So that's my, piece of my town. But here's a lot of the other pieces. I love miniatures. I wonder if that's like something like, how little girls like to play with Barbies, and then as you get older, you just like the miniatures. So this was we were supposed to set this out for the road and we just never got to it. But anyway, so that is my town. Guess I've been collecting this now for about 18 years. There were a couple years where we didn't get a new piece for it, but now we have since the last 9 years for sure, my husband and I, when we've been together. So, well, hey y'all, I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. We had a really nice one here. This was obviously filmed before Christmas though. I was trying to get ahead of the game. I did a 10-minute tidy up in each room of my house. This is a system that works really well for me. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I was diagnosed with ADHD about 1.5 years ago, and this is something that helps keep me on track. I used this way before that though, and it's not always 10 minutes. 10 minutes just seems to be like a really good number for a quick tidy up. And it's amazing how much you can get done in just that little bit of a time. So how is everybody doing wherever y'all are at? I know this storm has hit, almost everyone just in some way, shape, or form. We had a little bit of ice on our hill and our roads got nasty. But as far as us personally, just besides being a little inconvenienced, we were very blessed that it, wasn't more than that. Okay, sucker sticks. My kids like suckers, and these are my older kids, my 15-year-olds. They chew the stick when they're done with it. Do y'all do that? It's not my 6-year-old, it's my 15-year-old. When I clean my electronics, I use this Pledge Clean stuff. They used to have an electronic one specifically for it, but I can't find it. And this one seems to work just as well, and I'm wondering if it's not the same thing and they just don't have it anymore. I'm not saying I recommend it for y'all's electronics, but I know for mine at the house, it does really well. I was just trying to kind of get my house clean for Christmas. Now this was several days before and we were going to have company, but I knew I had to work and I knew I had a lot of stuff to do, and honestly I'm at that point now where I knew my house wasn't going to be tidy, and I knew after Christmas and opening gifts and everybody coming, it was going to be a disaster. So I just kind of wanted to give myself a head start and just make sure there wasn't a mess on top of a mess, and because it's fine, because honestly right now while I'm sitting, my entire house is trashed, but that's okay because it's going to make a awesome video and I'm excited to clean. But that's all what I got done in 10 minutes. As you can see, it was good and I was happy with it. All right, y'all, so we are back in my homeschool room. This is going to be part of my 10-minute tidy up, but it's a little bit different. This is going to be like a 10-minute declutter. So at least that's what I decided I was going to stick with for the episode of this video. So we're in my homeschool room. It's not a homeschool room anymore. It's a den. The kids watch TV back here, and that's really all that happens. I've been working over the last year at slowly decluttering it and kind of getting it to a point where it's just easy to just come in here, sweep, mop, and I'm done with it. So, and I'm almost to that point. Now when Christmas time comes over, there's a few other pieces of furniture that are going to come out of here. So why am I in here? So, these shelves are full of unorganized, right here, you can see. This is the remainder. This right here is pretty much just homeschool stuff. That a lot of it's not even homeschool stuff. Like there's just books and things like that right here. So what I'm going to do is backtrack. Not backtrack. I'm gonna go to a completely different part of the room. It all ties together, y'all. Just if you've been here a minute, to just follow my train or my little zigzag labyrinth. So there's a desk in the dining room that my papa made me that is over 30 some years old.
It's not leaving the house. However, I've had a really hard time finding a permanent home for it. If this were anyway, I'm not going to make excuses or justify it. I'm keeping it. So, but I don't like where it is, and I don't like the purpose it's serving. I would like for Joe to be able to sit at the desk. So, it's got homeschool stuff on it, and it's not completely sorted. It's not completely organized. I have done, though, a ton of work on condensing everything down to just that desk and just these shelves. So there's nothing in the closet for homeschool. This whole other side, if you can see it, is just my books. So what we're gonna do is I need a place to put the homeschool stuff that is in there in the desk, because I don't want to bring the desk back in here and put the stuff on it, because if that happens, I know that it's just going to get cluttered and it's going to get forgotten. Now, the purpose of these shelves is to store books and papers, and I think this would be a perfect place to put all of the homeschool stuff away. Uh, why do I think this is going to work any differently? I don't know. It's a different location. It's not out in the open. Although previous experiences have told me that when I can shut a door, I don't care how it looks. So what is gonna be different this time? Well, I won't have a place to just throw the stuff. Like, it's a little bit more difficult to actually put it in a bookshelf. Although, as you can see, I don't have a problem cramming that stuff in there. So honestly, I don't know we're gonna go with location. We're gonna go with location and the fact that I have done a ton of hard work in here, and I'm gonna hope that that hard work has stuck in my brain and that I'm just not gonna want to declutter it. So, and then I have less stuff and I plan to get rid of stuff. So that's, and I'm not planning to bring any new stuff back here. So I think this might work because no new stuff is coming back here. More stuff is leaving. It's a different location. And just the fact that I have done a ton of hard work and I'm proud of myself, and I don't want to poo-poo on all of that and it be for nothing. So that's what's going to go. That's what I'm planning on. What's different this time than every other time. What am I going to do if that doesn't work? We'll try something else. I'm not going to get rid of the desk, but I would like to move it into Joe's bedroom. It's been in there before, so that's a whole nother different discussion. We'll have that discussion. So, how does this apply to this video right now? I'm going to do 10 minutes in these shelves. All I'm going to do is pull out stuff that I don't plan to keep, and then I'm going to donate, give away, whatever. Most of the stuff is just going to be donating and then some recycling. So, I have a really hard time in here with books. Not necessarily my kids' homeschool stuff. I do really well to get rid of it. But we buy everything at the beginning of the year, and then they work through their workbooks. So I can't really get rid of the workbooks either until they're finished, which I don't have a problem with that. But so that's what we're going to do in here. 10 minutes, just a 10-minute declutter. So let's see where that takes us.
So this room has been used for a multitude of things. It was a family room, then it was a homeschool room, and then it turned into kind of a family room now. And then after Christmas, we got our kids Roku's. So they all have, a TV in the room with the Roku. I love the Roku, by the way, because it doesn't have the internet app on it. It's got great parental control settings. I'm not so particular about the content. I mean, of course, I'm not letting them watch, TVMA or NC-17, anything like that. But my concern is them being accessible to other people from the internet. That's my big issue. So that's why we switched from Fire Sticks to Roku's. So anyway, I said that to say this room no longer has a TV in it, and it's just got this bookshelf and the treadmill and a couch. I'm moving the church bench that's in there out of it back into my living room because we moved it out for Christmas to put my town up. But y'all, it echoes in here, and it is so nice. Like, I know that I'm gonna have to come in here, in a day or two and kind of clutter it up, just organizing my Christmas decorations, but that'll be awesome because I'll have a space that's already done to do all that stuff. And I can take the time and really put my decorations up and my tree up the way I want to and I should, but I never do because I always rush and just try to get, the mess off the mess. And this way it'll just be one mess. I reuse a lot of homeschool stuff, so that's why we keep it. That's also why I finally started to be able to really just condense all of it because a lot of it I was saving thinking I was going to use it, and I know I'm not. And there's such a huge age difference between Michael and Joe that a lot of the things that I was saving for Joe of Michael's would be maybe not necessarily obsolete, but old enough that it didn't, I don't need to save that stuff. Joe will have just completely new curriculum and it'll be fine. So here we are just kind of tidying up the dining room. It wasn't too bad, but I wanted to make sure I gave it a thorough cleaning because this is obviously we're going to be eating Christmas dinner. And I wanted to really get this desk out of here just because we were going to have dinner in here and I didn't want it in there. And now it's currently sitting in my hallway, so I still have yet to find a place. I don't normally throw my puzzles away, but I lost 3 pieces to this one, and it wasn't really a favorite anyway. I'm not quite sure where it came from, so I just pitched it. That is not something I normally do, though. Yeah, Joe's just working on some coloring right here, and he was keeping me company. And then here I am just cleaning down the table. This table is, well, it's been well loved. We've had it for almost 10 years now. We bought it when we first got together. It was like a really, really nice table. I think we got it for $200 because it didn't have any chairs with it. Unfortunately, Jeremy had chairs that went to his old table and they were really sturdy. So we saved the chairs and got rid of, the old table and got this one. And it's lasted. It's a really good solid one. I think it came from Big Lots Furniture, which normally their stuff is okay, but it does not last very long. This table is extremely solid. It's got a huge leaf in it too. So here after Christmas, I'm going to, take it out and put it down because we don't really sit at it that often. But I did have it out because I was working on a puzzle and I had a ridiculously messy and chaotic centerpiece that I am so excited to pack up. I think I may just accept y'all that I am done with centerpieces. Like, I feel like I should do it just, to kind of give us the holiday spirit, but it really just looks like I threw a whole bunch of stuff on the table. So here we are again back at Joe's little homeschool table, and, it really wasn't that bad, but there's still a lot of stuff that I have to go through. But with the school stuff, I just have to take my time and do it piece by piece and, little by little. I've tried doing it all at once. And I don't know, I guess I get overwhelmed and I can't think clearly as to whether or not I'm going to need something. So I either get rid of everything or I get rid of nothing. So this method works better for me just to do piece by piece. So normally when I clean an area, I have been leaving stuff. Like if I'm not finished with the mess, I'll leave it there because I used to be really bad about starting a project, like organizing it and going through it, and then halfway through realizing I didn't want to do it and just shoving it back in the area. And if I can't see it, I won't deal with it. So now you'll see me go through a lot of this stuff, but then kind of what I decide to keep, I just pile back up in the corner. And the reason I do that is so I have to look at it and it seems out of place to me and it'll bother me. And I may not get to it right away, but I'll get to it sooner than, I would have had I shoved it in the closet to forget about it. So things that we use on a regular basis, I put in the crate, and that's what I was doing right here. So here we are in my kitchen. I did a 10-minute timer in different areas of it. Just tidying up from Joe's birthday party. We had a lot of leftover cupcakes and stuff like that. And I don't even know what was in this crock pot. Actually, I think I put dinner in that crock pot, so something is actually going in there. And that is my arrangement that I had on my table, but I just did not feel like putting it back. I think I did put it back when I decorated the table for Christmas. So this is Mr. Clean in just a bottle. I realized that I was not supposed to really be mixing it with water, so it's actually straight up Mr. Clean. When I thoroughly cleaned my oven top, I used the pink stuff. This time I just used some generic spray cleaner and scrubbed it with my Scrub Daddy, or my Scour Daddy. So it does pretty well on here. And then I have a little individual blade that I'll scrape over there just if there's like some hard spots. But this, oven is not long for this world. It's going on over 10 years, I believe. So I'm just thankful for the time I have left with it. So I can't believe it, y'all, but I'm completely out of candles, so I didn't have one to light to stick on here. Well, hey, y'all. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. We had a very Merry Christmas where we're at. There have been a couple crappy things with the storm, but you know what? We never went out of power and we still have water. Our pipes did freeze on Christmas Eve morning, but that was our fault. The vents underneath the double wide were open, so cold air got through. But my husband fixed all that. He did find a little drippy leak. I don't know. Drippy leak is not a technical term. That was something just came out of my mouth. So that was a blessing. He can fix that. Um, Christmas Day, our dishwasher, the pipe that went into it that connects the dishwasher, the water line, I guess it gunked up or froze or whatnot. And when my husband went to put the dishwasher out, it broke off. So we didn't have a dishwasher Christmas Day. So we wash dishes by hand. But you know what? Every once in a while, that's okay. It gives me a good chance to be thankful for my dishwasher. Because when we first moved in, we didn't have one that worked. And washing dishes for this many people is a pain in the butt. And then when you have your kids washing their own dishes, yes, they can do it. Then they end up having to do it 2 or 3 more times, and it just ends up being a mess. And, kids got to learn. They got to do it. If they don't do it right, they need to do it over again. But sometimes Mama gets exhausted, and it's a little overwhelming having to repeat it. So it was just a friend. All I'm going to take it as a blessing and a reminder of how thankful I am to have a dishwasher. So my husband just fixed that. Obviously, I got internet back at some point because I was able to post this video. As of the time that I was doing this voiceover, though, which is 12 o'clock on Monday afternoon. Okay, baby, I'll get that out for you just a sec. We didn't have internet. So our internet has been out since Thursday. And y'all, I got some mixed emotions on this. For us personally, it's just an inconvenience. That's all it is. We don't need the internet for anything. We do have a house phone, but we also have cell phones, so it's been fine. As you can hear, somehow we have a couple channels. I don't know what it's from because we don't actually have cable, so I'm not sure what my husband's got going on there. For us, just like I said, just teeny inconvenience. But you know, there's other people nowadays, like your home phone, which majority of people have cell phones, so you know, there's more cases than not that you can get a hold of some people. But I was thinking about, you know, the ones that have the home phones through that. Do they even have landlines anymore? Is that still a thing, or is that just for big businesses? I'm just curious. But anyway, you know, the storms were really, really bad in some of the areas, so I can understand why there wasn't anybody to work on it. And it was Christmas. So, like I said, I'll be very thankful when I get it back. But that's just a minor inconvenience again. So we're on Monday. We haven't had it since Thursday morning. We have Optimum, which that's something that my husband and I were talking about. There's a monopoly on all of these utilities, and cable's not a utility, but you know, you don't really have any other options about this stuff.
This is what I got for
Joe wants to show you one of his Christmas gifts.
Yeah, this was from my mama and my papa. That's their names.
That's their names, Mama and Papa?
Yes.
You gonna dig it, or you want to do that here in a minute?
Yes.
They just want me to get that out. So, but yeah, we had a wonderful Christmas. It was really good. I got to see my oldest son. I did not think I was gonna get to see him, and I'll be honest, I was a little pouty about that because I've had to spend every Christmas with him for the last 18 years. So, but I did get to see him for a little bit, and it was very, very nice. He seemed like he was doing well. So, and we have. Yes, babe. We have a lot of leftovers. Yummy. So, well, I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. I'm going to be having my new schedule of in probably about 2 or 3 weeks. Don't hold me to it because, like I said, I start my new work schedule, Tuesday night, technically Wednesday morning, I guess. I'll be working from 12 a.m. till 8:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So I'm excited. That's about the only thing I can be about it. I got some new headphones, so I'm gonna be listening to a lot of books on tape. Apparently this is books on tape for me. I don't know what that's about, but anyway, so I hope y'all had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I hope wherever y'all are at, you are having a blessed one. And yeah, y'all get to see what Flo's got to see when we went this morning. I made the mistake of taking Joe down the mirror aisle. I was like, oh my gosh, Joe. Oh my gosh, he's got chocolate all over his face. He's got mismatched pants on. His little butt cracks hanging out. We weren't the only ones, though. The store was crowded with people all going down the plumbing aisle. But anyway, y'all have a very happy New Year rest of the holiday. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.